friends, and welcome to another episode of Dark Side of the Word, a dark podcast for all the dark story lovers out there. I'm Kait, and I'm here with my astute co-host DJ.
Hi, everybody.
And I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. This is the third time we've done that intro.
But there's
no excitement.
So this is going to work. This is going to stick this time.
There's no excitement about her description, this episode, nothing. We have nothing in us. We're done.
We said the same thing like 3 times, and we're just like, yeah, whatever. You have stuff to talk about. I have stuff to talk about. We write. The end. We're done.
This is a great time for my internet to go out because, it should know that fiber is getting installed in my neighborhood right now. Literally, the men were out here a couple hours ago installing the fiber, and I'm sitting here you are doing some bad advertising for me to stick with you. Because I'm looking at the fiber line out my window right now, and I'm like, yeah, baby. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for you.
Forget the possibly good-looking construction now. You're just looking at the fiber cables. You're just like, oh, yeah, give it to me. Give it to me.
I'm also find it hilarious that as we go into the new age, we are now going back to, wires, plugging our computers in when it was all the Wi-Fi age. And I just find that hilarious that we're going, it feels like we're going backwards to replugging.
When I was in college and somebody came up to me with their laptop in the cafeteria or someplace where there's usually no internet because there was not wireless around that time. It was just coming out. And he opens his laptop and he just jumps on the internet and we're like, whoa, what is going on? He's like, I can just get it from anywhere. We're like, but you're not plugged into anything. He's like, I don't need to be. And, I'm not very tech-minded, so of course I did not understand where this was coming from, out of the ether, and I was just mind blown. And now it's just everyday life.
I know. It's you don't have Wi-Fi? Who are you? I will come back here. Yeah. I wouldn't be surviving Target if they did not have Wi-Fi because I lose all of my connection Target.
I do too, actually. I think they do that on purpose so you can't look up Amazon prices for certain things and compare. That's my theory.
Well, supposedly if you find a lower price object on the Target app, you can take it to the cash register and be like, look, I have found this cheaper at a different Target store. And sometimes people do that. They'll put their location as one of the cheaper cities. And then,
okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. I just want to go to Target. I want a nice, relaxing experience. I just want to pluck stuff off the shelves, fill my cart with way too much crap, and just, Google eyes at the book section. Imagine my own book up there one day with a sticker that says 15% off, book club pick, or whatever it is. Yeah, that's my Target run right there.
All right. Well, today's the first episode of the month. We went on our rant.
You're like, okay, moving on.
Moving on. This is the first episode of the month, which means we get to recap everything we've been doing in our work lives for the past 30 days. So hopefully we can inspire some of you or at least give you some laughs as we struggle bust our way through life. And I have so many updates to give. That's why I'm trying to rush us through this because...
Don't rush. You don't want to rush greatness.
Thank you. But I'm trying to rush to get there. So, yes.
Okay. We will rush a little bit, but we don't have to because my meeting after this is canceled. So we can take as long as we need to.
I know. We're recording a not our usual time. We are both drunk on exhaustion.
Yes,
and
not our usual time, not our usual day. I am a creature of habit, so this is very unusual. And I also think it's the wrong day of the week, the entire day, because of this. So.
It is the wrong day of the week. We should not be recording on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And this is my cup for the day.
This is my mug for the day because I don't like. Well, actually, this is water for once. Usually, I have tea, but I have hot water with lemon because I hate the taste of water and I need lemon to like it.
And if anyone wants to complain about hearing my cup, shove it because I think that I love when my podcasters drink because I like the ASMR sound of their cups, and people complain, so they stop doing it. And I'm like, well, thanks.
Really? Interesting. I like the sound of clacky keyboards. I need a clacky keyboard. If it's not clacky,
they have them.
Touch ones.
They sell the fancy writer ones now.
Do they? I saw one that has cats on them as the keys. I'm sure you understand why I'm excited about that. But I think that's taking it a little too far for me.
No, they sell fancy keyboards that make sounds and even have some that sound like a typewriter specifically for writers. So So
interesting. I'm good with like my old Dell keyboard. That's cool. The cheap keyboard. That's good for me.
All right, now I'm gonna wrap. Let's go. We're not side tangenting.
What was that?
We're not side tangenting again.
We're not.
Okay, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Focused.
CJ?
There's no time to ask how I'm doing. We're focused. We have to talk about writing.
Okay, how are you doing in writing?
Okay,
Duh.
We're going to jump into it. So,
Yes.
I am still querying Hoogly Ever After. I am adding a few more agents to the query roster here and there. There are supposedly still agents who are reviewing the full manuscript. I have not heard hide nor hair from them, so I really don't know what's going on. And I don't know. I don't want to reach out and be like, hey, because I did that with a few others, and I either didn't get a response or I got a negative or a decline, I guess. So
Yes.
I don't really want to tempt fate. If they're just taking their time to read it, then that's how long it takes. So I'm just letting them go, sending out new queries. But I did get...
But if you hit the 6-month mark, I think...
I hit the 6-month mark on the remaining ones.
Okay, take it back.
No, I should send a little note.
6 months is a lot.
I know, but they're so overworked, and maybe if they just have a little more time, they'll be like, look at this wonderfully relaxing manuscript and this non-pushy would-be author, and they'll be like, oh, let's work with CJ.
Okay, 1 more month. I'll give you one more month.
Okay.
One more month. 7, that's a little closer to the year mark.
Oh, God. Oh, that's true. That's a half a year. That's over half a year. I see your point. I will reconsider.
No, take the 1 more month. Something is telling you in your gut to wait a little longer. Give them more a month, but I think we have to reach out at 7 months.
Okay. I will reach out. But I did get one response to a query from an agent that I wanted to share with you all, because I'm going to give you my reaction to it, and I want other people to weigh in what their reactions are. So I'm going to read the reply that I got to my query. Dear CJ, thank you for your query for Hoogly Ever After. I am only taking on novel-length works, and your work at 110,000 words is too long for traditional publishing standards. If you revise and get it to a length between 70,000 and 90,000 words, please feel free to query again. So where to start with this? Let's talk about the length of this thing. That is what she said. I feel that Kait and I have talked several times on this podcast how agents are looking for shorter manuscripts these days, and this is just a confirmation coming to us in writing about that. My manuscript is 110,000 words, which is admittedly a little bit long, especially for a debut author, though it's not unreasonable. And I feel like 5 or 10 years ago, 110,000 words for women fiction wouldn't have been much of a problem, because usually it's between 90 and 100,000 words. But, I'm pretty sure I've been passed over by a few agents before because of the length of this manuscript, but this is the first time someone's actually said it is too long. And to ask for 70,000 words, that just seems so incredibly short. Like, if we're talking 300 to 350 words per page, that is about 200 to 230 pages when it's printed and published. That's a short book, right?
Well, I feel that it's kind of a crazy length. I don't want to spend $20 on a book that is only 200 and something pages. Like our book club pick, I just got it in the mail, honey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is a novella. Sorry. It's 120 pages.
Oh.
And I paid $20 for this. So if I don't see a book at least hit in the 300s, see, to me a novel is like 300. So you could be 303 to 395. But a novel needs to be in the 300 range for a printed book. And if you think about like hardback books, the pages are bigger, so 350 isn't an accurate count for that. I'm also pissed off by the lady's response saying that she wants a novel length. I think that is a bad choice of wording and kind of disregarding you. Oh, no, you didn't write a novel, honey, you didn't write a novel. And it's just like, bitch. I'm so frustrated about this word count thing. I've almost thought about making it one of our industry topic podcasts because I think that we could delve so much into this and the trend of it all and what agents are asking. So maybe in the theme of keeping this podcast less than an hour, how about we save this for an industry topic?
Okay.
But it sucks and it's
for another podcast episode.
But it sucks and it's stupid and good luck.
Thank you. And the thing that I really, I'm a seasoned querier, I guess. And the thing that also not upset me, but just kind of irked me a little bit, is that it is nice that this agent said, if you cut it down to 70 to 90,000 words, you can submit it for query again. It's not a revise and resubmit. I know that term is thrown around a lot by a lot of people. A revise and resubmit, as I understand it, is when an agent talks to you and you discuss where there are issues or things that could be cut from your manuscript, and they say, revise these issues in the way we've discussed, and then I'll look at your whole manuscript again. And then, like, it's not a guarantee that you'll get an agent representation, but it's pretty much there, like 90% there. But with this, she just said you can query me again. I'm not going to cut out 20 to 40,000 words, which would take a while, because not only do I have to cut them, then figure out what to cut, revise the whole story around it, and there's no guarantee that the agent would even ask to read the manuscript, let alone represent it, just to query it again. It's a bit of a nerve. I don't know.
I agree. I agree with you, because it feels like for her to send the energy being that I need your story to be shorter, did she even touch on it to that she likes the story? And it's not just, oh yeah, I like your story, but it's too long.
There was nothing there.
So is this just her form letter?
It wasn't even like send the manuscript when you send it. Send a query.
Is this her form letter?
That's a good question. Actually.
Yeah, and if it's a form letter,
it could be.
But is it a form letter? Is it a form letter?
110,000 word manuscripts, though.
And is it a form letter for people above her 90,000?
That could be it. That's a good call, actually, because there was nothing personal in there. There was no details about the book except the title, so there was nothing that could have guided me toward what could be cut. She's just like, just cut 40,000 words.
That makes it worse.
And maybe I'll look at it again. Yeah, definitely not great. Not a response I was hoping for. I don't know how. I think I queried her relatively recently, so it's not like I waited 6 months for that. But if I had, I would have been pretty damn pissed.
I really want to talk about this a lot more.
So, yeah, we will do another episode with this, because I think there's a lot for us to get into.
I agree, and I think that it's shitty and stupid, and I hate what she said to you.
I do too. It is a little demoralizing, because it's just another shot down. And yes, my manuscript could be shorter, definitely, but I've pared it down to where I think I can do it, and I want an editor to work with me to revise it. Anyway, we will save this for the other podcast episode. Okay, so moving on from querying. We're querying Hoogly Ever After. We're getting rejected by agents for Hoogly Ever After. And we'll get to now the Ghost Children book, which will be very short, because I have decided to take a break from writing my Ghost Children book. I am just not feeling it. I think I mentioned in the last writing update episode that I wasn't feeling motivated, and that is still the case. And I think it is a combo of, one, I'm really focused on building my blog right now, because that's getting a lot of traction, and a lot of exciting things are happening with that right now, and that's taking a lot of my creativity. And then the second one is that it's hard for me to revise a novel when I'm not 100% focused on it. When I was working to revise Hoogly Ever After in those workshops, it took 5 to 6 months. Those 5 to 6 months, I didn't do anything on the weekends except write. I blocked off the entire weekends for months on end just to write. And because that's how I have to do. I have to immerse myself in the world I'm creating for extended and repeated amounts of time. And I can't do that right now, mostly because it's spring and almost summer, and I want to go out and gallivant and be in the world and not chained to my laptop. So I'm a fall-winter writer, I think. So maybe I will resume this in a couple weeks, in a couple months. I am not sure.
Can you give us any blog updates? Like the thing you worked on that you told me about?
I cannot do that yet. I've been doing recipe testing for the cookbook that I will be contributing to. And
that's what I was talking about.
And yeah, I did. I'm trying to do 4 recipes. I did one. It went well. So that's locked in. It will be for arancini, which is a meat-filled rice ball, which I'm very excited about. And I'm working on another one right now. I have half of it chilling in the fridge upstairs. And in terms of
this is where I wish I lived right next door to her so I could eat this stuff. I hate it. She's like, oh, my other friend came over. And I was like, damn it.
I know. I wish I actually brought a bunch of muffins that I made for a blog post to my Zumba class the other week, and that was a big hit. I was very excited to have a ton of people give me feedback and also to eat them, so I don't put them all in my own freezer because I just can't eat everything that I bake. I give out a lot of stuff for free, a lot of stuff.
I know, I need you close by. Not really, I don't need you. I don't need to work off those calories. I have enough calories.
Close by, I am hurt.
I don't need the calories, woman.
Okay, just clarify that. You need me, not the calories. That is okay. And the last bit of writing update I will say is that even though I'm not writing The Ghost Children, I interestingly did write a little bit of a short story for that Christmas short story collection that I mentioned all the way back in January. I was listening to an episode of the podcast I listened to fall asleep, and it just kind of came to me. And it's mostly written, needs to be edited eventually, but it's there. So I have been doing some creative writing. It's just a different form.
I was going to ask if there was something else you were working on, even if it's just brainstorming, building your house of horrors. I was just curious if, like, I find that, keep jotting stuff down so you don't lose that line to your creativity. That's all.
Yeah.
Because I do know it's a muscle that we have to keep growing.
Definitely. Thank you for the encouragement.
Good. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
All right. Let's hear all about your tons of writing news.
So you are? Okay, friends. If you're super annoyed with the podcast so far, I'm sorry.
So are we.
Can't be as annoyed as us. We're having massive technical difficulties. We're trying to get this done. It does not help that I'm going on a trip. And this is like our window to get you something.
Small window to report something.
So I'm going to talk really fast before it messes up again.
Go for it.
Anyway, CJ's handing off the whole podcast to me now. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Maybe we need to like give this back and forth next time.
We do. I was distracted by our internet technical difficulties, and I just raced through stuff because you were telling me, race through, we gotta go. I went. I did what a good co-host partner is supposed to do, and it's up to you now.
You're the best co-host partner.
I know.
Okay, we're going. Okay,
go.
So I have 3 things to talk about. First being, if you haven't noticed, I have started posting booktube reviews on our YouTube page.
Nice.
We have 2 up right now. I'm working on the 3rd one. I'm really excited to start doing it this way. I'm hoping to bring... I'm really being selfish. I'm wanting to bring more traffic to our YouTube page so that the podcast gets more. Podcast gets more views. But if you're not interested in a visual review of the book, I'm still posting more of like bullet point style, but posting the review in a written form as well with a link to the video. So you don't always have to listen. But my booktubes are a little different than normal. So I want to warn everyone. The first half is spoiler free. It's for readers and writers, but it's spoiler free. Feel safe. Go in. Hear about my thoughts on the book. The second half is spoilers because I'm going into a more technical review of the book, kind of from a writer's perspective, giving feedback on why I think as a writer you should read the book. Maybe you'll learn this technique, that you see like this really great foreshadowing here. This scene was extremely well written. It's for everyone, but I'm doing it like for writers, like specifically. But if you're a reader, you can also listen to the spoiler section. But I give plenty of warning. Don't worry, I give warning. So.
You do like a countdown, like 3, 2, 1, be gone now. This is your last chance. 0.
Not the countdown, but pretty much. Yeah, I'm like, okay, don't go any further. Stop now. Stop here.
You should get like a big stop sign to hold up.
I should, or like the ones that the crosswalk people use with the like red, like.
And a whistle. You need a whistle. Definitely.
That's gonna annoy our listeners. I can see it now.
Totally
the comments.
It's like in that game Taboo when somebody says the wrong word and you hit that buzzer. It's the best part of that freaking game.
You know what? I have that buzzer.
You should
Here we
use
go.
that. You should use it.
See, we brainstorm on here.
So I could ring it for you.
Stop. End the video now. But I'm excited. Help support a girl out. I'm having to do it alone, but I'm doing it. The second thing I wanted to talk about, we're hurrying. We're frantic. Though it's working really well now. Knock on wood. Okay.
Maybe for you.
Okay. Well, I hear you great.
Okay, that's good. I just smile and look pretty.
Exactly. The second thing is, I promise people Artist Way updates. but I had to return my book to the library.
It happens to me all the time.
I didn't get very far. I got to the conversation of morning pages.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really have time to write morning pages because I journal a lot. I journal, like, for my mental health practice, I journal a lot. And that, to me, isn't the kind of, like, free writing that she's looking for from a creative perspective. So I created my own morning pages. So I went and I bought myself a cheap-ass notebook for visual effects. Cheap-ass notebook. I'm going to stock up on these in the school when the kids go back to school, you know.
Good.
It's not just for the kids, ladies and gentlemen. That time is also for moi. Anywho, so I bought myself this cheap-ass notebook, and I take, like, up to 5 minutes before I start writing, and I free write in here. And if I'm getting stuck, or I feel like a mental block, or my emotions are getting overwhelming, or I'm getting anxious about writing, I return to free write for, like, another 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And I find it to be very freeing for me.
Really?
One is, like, if I start, you can do however long you want, but I write in an hour increments, so to me, like, spending too long on this takes away from the hour. But I find that if I just start, like, dumping thoughts right before I start writing, my brain starts accessing that portion to where I'm just like, okay, thoughts are really flowing now. Because remember, morning pages are just dumping free writing, like, stream of consciousness thought process.
So what do you say in morning free writing? You're like, I'm free writing. This is me free writing. I had a pear for breakfast. What does that entail?
So they get a lot more personal than that.
Oh, okay. Well, then that we can leave that there. I was just curious if it was like breakfast decisions, or if we're going deeper, or if it's related to the book you're writing.
So it depends. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm really anxious to write this morning. I don't know how to start. I left off at a bad spot. I'm just thinking here. I'm Taylor Swift. And then sometimes, like, if I'm taking a break because I'm getting, like, stuck or anxious again while I'm writing, I take a break and I, like, free write stuff for the book. Like, okay, why is this person sitting here? Because then it keeps me from, like, you know, it gets me still writing instead of reaching for my phone.
Okay.
And it gets me to write. Yeah, exactly. It gets me to write. And I don't know, it's just been really awesome.
That's great.
I've been doing it for like 2 weeks now, and I don't see myself stopping. And the handwriting is freaking horrendous. Like, horrendous.
The more I handwrite, the less I can read it. It just continuously devolves every time I write something new by hand.
Yeah, kids don't need to know how to read cursive to read this. This isn't even cursive. This is bullshit. But the other news is I will have an update next month, hopefully, because I now own my own copy.
Look at you.
So we have a really massive book sale this time of year here, and my amazing partner found this for 50 cents.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
50 cents. Yeah, I know, right? 50 cents.
It looks like it's in good condition, too.
It's in excellent condition. A little beat up here.
That's okay.
It's
is
not
written? Is it? No.
No, not written at all.
Nice.
It is
fine.
It's an older edition, but I don't really care. I think it's gonna. Oh.
Borders. Oh, R.I.P. Borders. I loved Borders.
Wow, I'm not taking this off. This is staying.
No, that's a time capsule right there.
I miss Borders a ton. They were my favorite place to go growing up. And we had a Borders in this town, so.
When I worked in Manhattan, my office was right above the Borders above Penn Station, and it was fantastic. I would just go down there on my lunch hour, and I would just browse for an hour, and it was wonderful. A safe place to go, and then they took it away, bastards.
But that's also really, like, mean.
They had a lot of good cheap books.
I know, but to, like, be teased all the time.
It was very convenient, though, because I started reading the Twilight series for the first time when I was working there, and I borrowed the first 2 books from a coworker, and then I finished the second book at my lunch hour, and I was like, oh my god, I have to know what fucking happens. And she wasn't in that week because she was on vacation. I'm like, I'm not going to get that book tomorrow. So I just went downstairs and I went to the teen angst section, and I just got my copy of the 3rd edition and went back upstairs and continued reading. So it was very helpful.
I, too, bought my Twilights at a Borders.
Oh, another reason why we're connected. Look at that. I love it.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. Which, okay, we're side tangenting. This is so bad. But, side story. When I was in the Pacific Northwest, we had Half Price Books, which is a used bookstore. And I found a hardback version of Twilight because when I was reading the books, they only had the paperback Twilight and then the rest were hardback. And I've been dying to finish the collection and have them all hardback. So I found a used hardback for $9. And I went to go check out. And I went to stick my receipt in the book or whatever. So the book, the cashier's there, I'm here, the book's here. I flip it up to stick the receipt or whatever. And it flips to the title page. And it is signed by Stephanie Meyer.
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I just slammed the lid on. And I'm just oh, thank you. Because I'm you totally did not charge enough. This is a signed copy.
Oh my God.
I paid $9 for this. And so I was okay, thanks, bye. And I right out the door.
In 60 years, I'm going to see you on Antiques Roadshow, and it's going to be worth $30,000 or something like that.
It's a first edition too, so.
Ka-ching!
Well, it's V.E. Schwab has a story when she was younger about her, a friend of her mom's calling her from a bookstore and being hey, I'm at the bookstore and I know, Victoria loves to read. There's this person signing her book here, her first book of the series. Do you want me to get her a signed copy? This, yeah, I think she'd be interested in it. And it turned out to be Harry Potter and this Philosopher's Stone because she's in England. But yeah, she was there for J.K. Rowling's first book signing of her book. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's provenance, as I've learned from watching Antiques Roadshow. Wow, look at that.
Okay, we've side tangented a lot.
Enough about Antiques Roadshow. Let's go.
Okay, so last update, and the biggest one. Are you ready?
Bum, bum, bum. Yes.
It's not good news entirely.
Oh. Bum, bum.
So I have decided to stop querying Praeses. I'm closing the chapter on Praeses. I don't have the energy anymore to deal with the rejection of it. It's been a lot of rejection. I haven't gotten any feelers on it at all. And it's time. I know I said I was going to give it 2 more months, but it's time. It's been almost 2 years. So,
Yeah.
And I was spending a lot of time trying to figure out what my next step for Praeses was because I didn't want to just I can't just put on a shelf right now. I can't. So I thought of Wattpad. I thought of doing it on my own page, reading it audio-wise and posting it. But most of you probably don't know. I know CJ knows this because I don't. Well, she doesn't even know what I was saying.
I know because I looked at the script. For once.
Oh.
The one time I look at the script. I know what's coming. Now I'm psychic. I'm psychic. Lottery numbers for today. No, I'm kidding.
So I've been using writing as a stepping stone to our listeners out there to actually become a director and a screenwriter.
No.
V. Schwab is one of my huge inspirations. She now does screenwriting. It's very big for me. It's what I really, really want out of everything. And with the way books are being grabbed by Netflix and Hulu and just everything else, I thought that writing a book, it's the same concept of writing a story. I can use this and get my name out there. Well, I don't want to wait another 10 years for this bullshit. So I was Googling the other day, and I Google this stuff all the time, and I swear, every year I get a different search result. Because I was Googling, and I stumbled on all these sci-fi fantasy screenwriter competitions. And so I've decided that the next stage for Praeses is to turn it into a screenplay, because I think it would make an amazing movie, and have it ready to submit for next year's competitions.
Dude, I didn't read that part. That's awesome!
Thank you. Or, maybe I will have the means to film it myself, because that's my other dream is to, film all my indie movies myself. And so now I'm going to turn it into a screenplay and take you guys through that entire process on here of writing the story into a screenplay and hopefully gaining traction. I'm still writing Saving Goodbye. I still plan on querying that as a book. But again, if that doesn't work out, it's going to also get fucking turned into a screenplay and sent out. So, yes.
That's awesome. I love this journey for you.
Thank you. I will not be working on it right away. I need to say finish saving goodbye first. I am a one project girly at a time. I don't have the imagination capacity to work on more than one story at a time. But it is here. I am excited. Stage number 2. You can't kill this bitch.
Nope. I like it. I think this is going to be really cool. I'm very excited to see Praeses turn into a movie and see what script writing is like.
Yes, so I think it'll be fun, and we're an artist podcast. We're not just for writing books, and it's still going to be a dark sci-fi movie.
Yeah. It's going to be a kick-ass movie. I can absolutely, because the way you write already reads like a movie, so I don't think it'll be hard for you to turn into a movie, because it's halfway already there, so.
Well, clearly I'm meant to be a director, because...
Go with it.
We've had such a great resurgence of horror movies, and they've been really taking the forefront of the industry, but I want to take us back to like the good sci-fi movies of the late 90s, early aughts. I want to go back to like Sunshine Era and Lost in Space and just all those great sci-fi movies, and so I'm hoping to be on the forefront, especially as a female director, to making really good sci-fi movies again. So that's my goal.
Okay. I did not know those movies that you mentioned at all, because I was like, could you name drop a few? And I'm like, that was pointless for me because I still don't know what they are. But yay, female director, yay, return to good sci-fi and fantasy.
Exactly. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So that's my update. Praeses' chapter as a book is coming to a close, but that is okay. It's not dead yet.
You look so happy about this. This is so great. This is totally the right thing for you to be doing.
I mean, I would have preferred a book deal, but...
As would we all. But you know what? Lemons, lemonade. There you go.
And I will be making a few political changes, because I don't think this book will politically go as a movie as well as it did as a book idea. And maybe that's why no one's picking it up, is that the beginning starts a little political. And
it's good. It's good.
It's good,
We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it.
I will tell you offline the change, because I think you'll agree with it.
Okay.
But to make it a little bit more palatable what happens at the very beginning of the movie, I'm making a slight change.
Will you still keep the turkey sandwich in there? Because I cannot tell you how badly I was craving a turkey sandwich.
Wait, there's a turkey sandwich in there?
Yes. Throws down the sandwiches.
Oh, yes! Subway. That's where
I don't like Subway, but still, that turkey sandwich, as you can tell, is emblazoned in my brain because it just sounded so delicious in that moment after what happened. And I was like, man, gotta get me a turkey sub.
Subway needs to sponsor the movie.
Product placement. After it.
Product placement. The Praeses sub. Turkey. Bacon. Honey mustard.
Sandwich.
But yes, friends, that is what it is. Come along for the ride. Here's another reason to keep listening to us. And I think that we've tested this long enough. It has gone...
I know. It held remarkably well throughout your talk. So let's sign off.
Yeah, so real quick, book club this month is The Woods All Black by Lee Mandello. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Mandello, I don't know. Anyway, we have bookshop affiliate links in the show notes if you want to help support us. I've told you enough about that. Hopefully you know. But anyway, thank you for listening. Find this video. We're a video on YouTube, so subscribe, thumbs up, or we're a podcast on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, blah, 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 blah. Have fun, friends. Goodbye. Have a great day. Oh my God. Thank God we did.